Yes, anyway, Paisley in check. What am I thinking of? Never mind, it's my weekend, a long weekend at that. Hooray! Except, of course, I'm going to try and shunt a few people through exams in the very near future. Anyway, the fallout continues from elections and things. One of the things the media don't really seem to be concentrating on, because it's too much like hard work to actually think that it might not be 1985, of course, is the success of independence. The collapse of the Muslim vote around Labour is something that's quite intriguing to see, and perhaps not before time. Maybe if you take a constituency completely for granted, eventually they'll get hacked off about it, yeah? And yes, it was a shame that Jamie Driscoll didn't win his mayoral race again, but he came a very, very healthy second. Still, the local people there will get stuck with somebody who takes direct orders from London, because I think that was the whole idea of setting up with mayors in the first place. Unfortunately, some of them seem to have minds of their own. And you can look across at the number of independent councillors there are, which is quite large, and I think that's really healthy in a democracy, particularly the Green Party, who have picked up a vast number. Not that the Greens will get any extra representation in the media, of course, because it'll all be about Reform Party. No MPs, no councillors, but never mind that, they'll end up on BBC's Question Time week in, week out, won't they, of course. That's until they make a deal with the Tories to ensure that they can stay in power the next election. One way or another, of course. But for me, the wonderful headline news was that Posey Parker's party of women, the POWs that they are, prisoners of war as far as I can see it, odd women with spatulas, managed to score a great deal, well, a lot less than the Tories did, which is saying something. When people could think you're even more toxic than the Tories, maybe you are. Whereas, of course, our sotto voice, Sandy Toksvig's pro-feminists actually managed to gain a councillor, because maybe people in this country aren't nasty bigots after all. Just some of them, anyway. Yes, I never really understood that thing with the spatula. It's mysterious, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to make best use of the fact that it's not tipping it down with rain today, and actually go out and do things, and as and when I can, in between squeezing revision stuff around GCSEs, just have a nice time. Just try and have a nice time for the weekend. Yes, anyway, do so yourself, and remember, there aren't enough bigots in the world, I'm pleased to say. Do enjoy.